Hey y'all, today is Saturday, July 20th, 2024. I have two packages here from Amazon. They were sent to me by Miss Marcy, and she sent them a month ago. I really don't know exactly how long I've had them. Oh, that says 6/13, so apparently on the label here, I'm not showing the label because of course I haven't marked out my address, but it says 6/13, so I've had it since June. 6 weeks, 5 weeks, I guess. Anyway, I just couldn't at the time open them. Still haven't been able to get a video up of the stuff that I had bought whenever I told you. I think it was around the 29th maybe of June. I went to Dollar Tree. I still haven't been able to do that video, but Miss Marcy has been chomping at the bit ever since she sent me this, and she asked me for days and days and days if I had opened it yet, and I kept telling her no, that I hadn't got to it. I just couldn't. I wasn't really functioning very well. I am a little bit better now, but I have found that if I keep myself really busy, I'm doing a lot better because I focus on what I'm doing. So I wanted to go ahead and do this video, and it's before 9:30 a.m. I've been getting up really early for me because I hate mornings. I used to couldn't get up. I didn't want to, actually. So I'm going to open these. This is a bag. The other one, of course, is a box. I'm going to open those. So this is an Amazon unboxing, and depending on how many items are in here and how long this takes, because I have no idea what is in here, but if it's not too very long, I will do an update on how I'm really doing and what's going on with me, where I'm at. So if you want to know how I'm doing right now, then after the unboxing, stick around and you'll have an update. But for those of you who do not want to know what's going on and you're only here for the unboxing, then you can go ahead and drop off after I'm done opening these things. Okay, that sound good? Alright, I'm gonna get started. And of course I will move the camera view so it's angled down more so you can actually see the items. And I'm gonna go ahead and open these off camera because y'all know already, if you've watched any of my videos, me and opening things don't get along very well. I will start showing you the items when I get everything open. Wait, this is the bag. And oh, Marcy. Okay, right off the bat. I should have opened this when she told me to. Ooh. Okay, I can do this, y'all. I can do this. This is the J. Dixon Resin-Crete family kit, and I didn't even know that they made one of these. But and of course it comes with the powder. the cups and the sweet little molds. And y'all saw wow. There's 200 gram, there's 3 200-gram bags of the Resin-Crete, and then of course you get the paint and the spatula and the cups and the little thing for your paint. And y'all saw on the box what those molds look like. So, yeah, Miss Marcy did not warn me about what was in that, so I wasn't ready. It got me. My granddaughter will like this one. I'm pretty sure she will. So, yeah, she'll probably be one of the first ones to actually do these molds. Well, actually it says a family gift, but at any rate, I wasn't ready to see this. But anyway, it's cute, it's sweet. I like it. I just wasn't ready. To open that one. And I truly had no clue that J. Diction even had this particular kit. I have not seen anybody haul that one or do that one. But I don't watch a whole lot of different people, because I feel like if I've seen a couple or 3 people do a certain mold, then there's only so many ways you can do them differently, because most people end up doing a lot of things the same way. So I tend not to watch a whole lot of people, and so if anyone has had this kit, I'm sorry, I didn't see it, and I didn't know that it was available. I wasn't expecting that to be in that bag. Okay, I'm going to go into the box now. I'll move this out of the way. Okay, I have composed myself again, and if y'all watched the video, I mentioned that at the actual Levine's Cancer Center at the hospital here where my husband was getting treatment, they had pictures out in the hallway, and I'm not sure exactly where the pictures came from. I'm not sure if it was a thing that they did with patients where they came in for counseling, or I'm not sure where the pictures actually came from. I'm positive though that they were from the patients, so I'm assuming that they were from a workshop. I never asked. I was going to, but I wasn't quite sure who to ask, so I never got a chance, because when I really decided that I wanted to make my own rendition of a couple of them, because I liked how they were done, and they were painted trees. They had a background of just color and a center tree, and then what would be the leaves were done in glitter. I am going to try to remember to put a picture of them in here so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't think that they would technically be copyrighted because they are on public display, so anyone who visits the hospital in that hallway can see them. So I don't really think that they would be considered private property or copyrighted. So I'm going to at least put one of the pictures up so you can understand what I'm talking about. But I actually had a conversation with Miss Marcy about the fact that I wanted to do my own because I liked them. They, I will say, spoke to me, and they looked simple enough that I could actually make my own version, I'm pretty sure, because I'm not really a painter. I've never really actually sat down and painted any kind of scenery, although I've always wanted to. I've had the passion, but I tried. I got some of the Donna Dewberry stuff, and I tried that, and it was an utter failure, and I got so very frustrated, I didn't even try, and I still have all this stuff, and they're at least 20 years old, and I'm sure that paint is goner than gone. I've never opened the kits since then. I do need to, and I need to get rid of the paint, because everything else that came with the kits is still okay. I mean, because you get these little flyers and things. Okay, I'm rambling. So, anyway, I've tried painting, and it is not something that I am talented enough to do myself. That being said, I opened the box and I see what's in it. So now I'm going to let you see what's in it. Miss Marcy sent me these very nice acrylic paints. It says high velocity paint, waterproof and fade resistant, and it comes with 3 brushes. I'm not going to open it, but these are really nice, and it has the color chart on the back, and they're supposed to be a navy blue, a dark purple, a rose, a red, a raw umber, orange, burnt sienna, yellow, flesh pink, bright green, yellow, ochre. Yes, ochre. That is yellow ochre. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Viridian? I don't know. Viridian? I don't know. White, acid blue, and black. Thank you for those, ma'am. Probably needed these more than using the little cheapy craft paints that you get from everywhere, which is all I have. And she kept asking me what size I wanted to do, and I told her that I didn't want to do anything large, and she kept saying, well, what about this size, what about this size? And I told her, I said, I really want to get something like maybe a 4x6 or a 5x7, or, you know, nothing, maybe the largest I would do is an 8x10. I said, because, you know, I've never done anything like that. I'm not really sure I'll be able to, so I just want something small so I can actually practice to see if I can actually do it. She sent me this 32-pack kit that has 3x5, 8x10, 4x6, 9x12, 5x7, and 11x14. This is their acid-free, 8-ounce primed, 100% cotton. So, thank you, ma'am. I definitely have enough to do something on. There were these brushes that were in the package like that. And I'm pretty sure they were supposed to have been in that. Let's see what it says. Yep, paintbrushes. It's 24 acrylic and watercolor painting brushes. But that's how they came. They were definitely not in the package. Not sure why, unless they just got rattled around and shook enough that it caused them to come out. And then the next thing is, oh, sorry y'all. The next thing is something that is in another box. And in a bag. I bet you it is an easel. Oh, yes. It's art painting easel stand, black metal canvas stand. Wow. I have never had an easel before. I've just always, whenever I've done paint by number stuff and little watercolor things when I was a kid. I actually did kind of paint a little bit when I was a kid, but I was kind of good at it actually. But things happen and I quit doing it, and if you don't keep up with certain things, then they will actually go by the wayside, and that is the truth. And I regret that I didn't keep up my drawing and painting that I did when I was younger. And when I say younger, I mean 8, 9, 10. And I really was good at it, to the point that a teacher accused me of tracing a hand-drawn item, and the item that I drew was larger than the book that I was looking at that I got it out of. And every time I drew something, I got accused of tracing it, because yes, I really was that good. And nobody believed, even when they saw me drawing, because what I drew would be larger than what I was looking at to go by to draw it. And I got accused of tracing it, and that broke me. And I decided, yes, at roughly 10 years old, that if nobody was going to believe that I was the actual artist, even when they saw me doing it, and I wasn't tracing it, and I still got accused, I felt like there was no point in doing it. So I stopped, and I regret that so very much. I really do. But anyway, thank you, Marcy, for all this stuff. I'm very grateful. I definitely want to try those paints. I so wish that I could get my drawing and painting ability back. I drew better than I painted, but I did paint. And I liked it. And I loved to draw. And at some point, maybe I will tell you why I started drawing, if anybody cares. But anyway, this video is already at almost 20. Well, it's roughly 20 minutes right now. I'm going to go ahead and do a really brief update on how I'm doing. As I said, I have been keeping myself extremely busy. My dogs definitely know something's going on, because they won't leave me. If I get up to go to the kitchen, if I'm in there a little bit longer than they think I should have been, other than just go in there and get some water and come back and sit down or whatever, they will come in there and check on me. I think that's sweet. They follow me around like true little puppy dogs. Right now, they're all gathered around my feet. They are constantly with me. I don't know if it's because they miss Princess, or it's because they realize that their daddy's not here anymore, or if it's a combination of everything. But I'm grateful for them, because I have definitely held them and cried. And I get a little bit better as every day goes by. But right now, I am angry at him for leaving me. I am angry at him for leaving me in the mess that I have now, because he refused to acknowledge the fact that he was not going to get better because he kept saying when he gets better. He wouldn't put the vehicles in my name. He wouldn't help sell the farm equipment that we have, so I would have some money to cover the bills next month, because he was my sole source of income, and he knew that. But he was under the delusion, as many people are, that I would get his survivor benefits, but I do not. The funeral home even gave me, the funeral home gives a packet that says what you do after the funeral. One is Social Security. And even if you do not qualify for the benefits, you can still get the little measly death benefit that is only $255. It has been $255 since the dawn of time. Why it has not changed yet, I do not know, because that should be at least a very minimum of $2,500 now. But it is not. It is still a little measly pittance of $255. That covers nothing. And if it hadn't been for the grace of his friend covering his final expense, y'all have no idea how much of a weight was lifted. Truly lifted. Because I was so burdened. I was so worried about how I was going to get that done. So when as soon as he paid for it, I felt the weight lift. I was so relieved. But as I was saying, he left me with nothing. Absolutely nothing. I begged him for years to get life insurance. He refused. Because again, apparently he was under the delusion that I would get his benefits. The packet that the funeral home gives, it specifically says that you can qualify if you're disabled at 50. You can qualify, but you have to be disabled. I have not been deemed worthy of being disabled from disability, because they say that I could find a job doing something, even with all the issues that I have. So I'm not able to get his benefit because it's between, if you're disabled, between 50 and 60, and or to get the benefits outright you have to be 65, and I am not near 65, so I would only still end up getting half of what he got, and I don't think that I can live on that with the cost of everything right now. So I have applied for a job. Actually, I think I applied for 2 different jobs so far, and I have yet to have been called for that. Right now, I am so worried that I will not be able to get a job, because if I cannot get a job, I cannot pay my required bills, such as power, water, and in order to keep this channel going, I have to have the internet. So if I cannot get a job to be able to cover just those bills, and then of course, you know, I still have to eat, and if I have to go to the store, I have to be able to get gas to be able to go to the store, to be able to get groceries, even though for me there's not a lot that I need. But by the grace of God, after I left the funeral home Monday, I also stopped by one of his other friends, because I hadn't even let anyone know that he was in hospice other than y'all, because I was going back and forth, and I just couldn't I mean, our kids knew, but other than anybody else and our neighbor, because she's, right up the road, right up the dirt road from us, and she sees me coming in and out. And I needed somebody to talk to, so I stopped by her house when he went in that weekend. But I stopped by his friend's house to tell him that he had actually passed away. My phone cut off, so I thought that I would bring you out to a part of our yard. And this is where that pole is part of where our pasture used to be. Our youngest son took it down so he could cut grass without having to come through the gate opening down on the lower end. This is the top part of our yard. Of course, that's Gizmo. Behind Gizmo, up on top of that little hill right there, are the trees that we planted. There's 3 apple trees and a peach tree, a pear tree, and a plum tree. But anyway, I stopped by his friend's house to let him know, because I knew that he would want to know. I apologized to him for not letting him know that he was in hospice, because his other friend that took care of his funeral expenses for me told me that if he had known, he would have went to see him. Even if he had gone, I don't really think that my husband was cognitively with it enough to recognize that he was there, because he had gotten to the point that he wasn't really talking until Wednesday, when I walked in and he was awake and alert, and he was somewhat awake and alert more Thursday as well. And I knew then that he was in what they call the rally. It happens with most people at the end of their life. I knew that's what it was. But anyway, I stopped to let him know, and he's the one that I told y'all that I had stopped at on the way from the funeral home in the video I did Monday. And he asked me what he could do to help. And I told him there wasn't really anything he could do. And he asked me how I was going to do things. I told him that I didn't know. I was trying to find a job, and he told me that if I would let him, he wanted to help financially. So he gave me some funds to carry over for at least a couple of months if I just have to pay the power bill and the water bill, and not necessarily the internet, even though if I don't have it, I can't upload videos unless I go somewhere like McDonald's and use their service. If I do something like that, then I will stay down there. I'll try to have 2 or 3 videos ready. They probably won't be very long, but I will try to have a few ready so I can just go ahead and upload those while I'm there. It would still cost me about $3, $4 in gas, however much gas is. It would take me at least a gallon to get down there and back, which that don't seem like much, but when you have no income at all, that matters. But as I said, I am really angry at him for leaving me without any financial assistance at all. He wouldn't even put money back to be able to pay for his final expenses, because he always kept saying, when I get better. And when I tried to talk to him, I told him that I lived in reality, and I understood that things weren't going to go the way he was hoping. And even if he did live for the next 5 years, we needed to go ahead and take care of that, because nobody lives forever. And he just absolutely refused. And that made everything really hard on me and our youngest son. I had to move because the sun started shining through the clouds, and the tree that I am sitting under, there was a hole enough for in the leaves area for the sun to be shining on my leg, and it was getting hot, so I had to move. I am angry at him because of that, and because of the fact that he refused to do anything that would have been helpful. And I pray that none of you ever have to go through any of this. I pray that you and your loved one can get things situated so it's not a burden on the one that you leave behind, because this is awful. Now I'm going to have to figure out how to get the vehicle switched over. Although his friend told me, he said, you do realize that you could keep driving it with it in his name. Yes, I do. I do know that. But if something happens where I get to the point that I need to trade it in or sell it, then I can't if it's in his name, unless I sell it for scrap, and then that won't do any good either. I am grateful to those who have helped. From Marcy to his friends, Marcy helped me in so many ways, sending me stuff to help keep my channel going. And then, y'all know my husband smoked. That's a fact. I didn't like it. I was very upset about it. And the fact that he continued after he was diagnosed, which I know most people are going to say, well, at that point it didn't matter. It mattered to me. It really mattered to me. But I found out, I knew that they smoked, but I forgot. And I'm not saying that I condone smoking in any way, but I mean, if they're going to smoke, they're going to smoke. We had gotten my husband some cigarettes so we wouldn't have to run to the store every day or every other day to get him a pack of cigarettes. My other neighbor reminded me that they smoked, so I went up there Thursday and asked if they would want the kind that we had, and they told me that they would take them. Went back up there yesterday to take them to them, and we have lived on this road, this dirt road, since 2009. We hardly interacted with anybody. When I took the cigarettes up there, that neighbor told me to come in. She wanted to talk to me for a minute, and she asked me if I was going to need help, what I was going to do. And I told her that I was trying to find a job, but I don't think that I'm going to get one because of my age right now. She told me probably not. Probably not. And I mean, I know that. There's a high possibility that I won't. And I have not ever really talked a lot to her. I can count on, well, maybe 9 times all total that since we've lived here that I've actually talked with her. And she told me, she said, well, I know it's going to be hard on you. I know it's going to be hard for you. And she gave me a little bit of money. And I am so amazed at the generosity of people, especially people that I never ever thought would be there for me. And then the people that I thought would be, haven't been. My middle son, he has been there when he found out that his dad was gone. He was already at work, and he told somebody there that his dad just passed away, and she told him that he needed to go home. And he asked her what he was going to do when he went home, and she said, "Go to your mom." And he did. He came and spent a good bit of Monday with me, and then he had to go back home. And then when I had to go to the funeral home, he met me there. So he has been there when I really didn't think he would. And I'm grateful. And I really have, and I know that people aren't going to understand this, but I really have been blessed. Even though I have lost my husband, I have, by the grace of God, been blessed. I mean, the final expenses burden was lifted. Then other people have gave me enough money to get me through the next 2 months at least. And I am so grateful for that. Without that, I'm not saying that I'm not stressed out, because that's really what I'm burdened about now, is the fact that I don't have an income. And yes, there were somewhat arrangements made for me to go stay with somebody else. But the circumstances have absolutely changed, and I don't ever want to feel like I'm taking advantage of anybody, because I'm not that type of person. And I was really feeling like I would have been taken advantage of that situation. But due to my health, I have to stay here. And a situation with my family, there was something that really came up with that, and I have to stay here. How I'm going to, I don't know. But I trust that God will provide for me somehow, some way. And I trust in that. There are, even in tragedy, blessings if you seek them and recognize them. You will see the blessings that are bestowed upon you, even in a time like this. I'm going to try to get my other Dollar Tree video out that I told y'all before that I wanted to do, and I'm probably going to shed some tears in it too, because of a few of the items that I got were intended for my husband. But as I said, little by little, I'm getting better every day. It's getting a little easier to get through the day without crying so very much. And for those of you who have been here on this channel for me, and those of you who have actually reached out to me, thank you very much. It makes me feel good to know that there really are people in this world who really do care about other people. I care about other people, but it's been my experience that most people only care about themselves. But a lot of you have reached out, and some of you have left really sweet comments, and I thank you all for that. And before I start again, I'm going to end this video. Just know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm grateful that you are here, and thank you for being part of my channel. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.